How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting, and welcome back to Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, second chapter. So last time we literally finished chapter 1, so now we're gonna start chapter 2 of second chapter. A little serendipitous there, but yeah, it looks like we're going to Zeiss, which is gonna be fun. And not sure anything to really expect. I do know that most chapters have like a beginning sequence, which is why we're here on the title screen, because we're gonna load up and it's gonna probably give us a little prelude or maybe a hint at what's going on elsewhere, because we've gotten to the stage where, like, in the first game, we knew there was stuff going on behind the scenes, but it was really not something that was within our purview. But now we're a lot more apprised to what Ouroboros is and like all the shenanigans that are potentially happening in the background. So it's probably going to be giving us more information this game compared to the last game. So it could be anything really. And then once we do that, we'll presumably, jump onto an airship and get moving, unless it like forces us on. I'm not sure what to expect in that regard. I'm also going to take a little bit of time to just kind of go over the booklet and maybe see if there's any Orbal powers I can get access to now, or maybe I can afford to like upgrade some new slots, get some new orbs going. Like, I'm going to kind of weigh my options. I'm probably going to take some time to do some of that setup if it's like within reason. One of the big downsides, of course, is that like I'd love to be able to upgrade more slots for more characters, but I also have to weigh that fact that oftentimes certain characters get phased in and out. So like, for instance, we got Chloe with us, but will she stay with us? So if I invest in her right now, and then she just fades off, and I don't see her again till like the finale, is that really where I should be putting my energy? On the other hand, I could probably give Estelle a few more upgrades, but if I don't have any like orb combinations to make that really worthwhile, like, is that an investment that's worth it? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So this episode is going to be like, it's going to be a lot of story stuff that's going to be happening, but in the behind scenes, like, I'm probably going to have like a good like 30 minutes of just me just reading and trying out different Orbal configurations. So yeah, we'll get to it anyway. Looking forward to it. Let's jump right in and see what the chapter 2 kicks off with. Okay, so it's starting off in Rouen. Ah, there he is. I don't like him. And so the fête comes to an end, but the passion is left in my heart still burns within me. Ah, my only solace is to wait in the pale moonlight for a cool breeze of the sea and still my heated blood. Sorry to make you wait. Oh, it's him. Ah, perfect timing. You really are perfectly punctual, my friend. I don't like you, Blue Blanc. It would not hurt you to learn how to be fashionably late, Sorry, but punctual is what I am. Now, what is your report? Oh, let us not be boorish and hurry so, yes. This has been a grand evening. Allow me to savor it a little longer. Really? I'll take that report as I really like them, then. Like, the lovely princess has stolen even more of my heart. It's a miracle I yet lived, I tell you. What's more, I met a rival in the arena of beauty and aesthetic. A rival? Me? I shall be quite busy these next few weeks, I think. You really are hopeless. You're welcome to pursue your hobbies, but do not let them interfere with the plan. You need not worry on that score, my friend. On that note, here, take it. The black orbital, yep. Very good. So, how did your experiments go? Yes, call it a 90% success rate or so. The holographic projections can accurately project for many hundreds of Slig. The first 2 or so projections were miserable failures, I'm afraid. After the third, however, the device worked flawlessly. So some cause for concern, but not much. It does function? I'll report to the professor at once. That gospel. Truly, it is by far beyond contemporary technology, and I don't simply mean its ability to negate orbments. I know it was made at the 13th factory, but how exactly does it work? The 13th factory, sorry. I'm not sure. I'm not privy to the details. According to the professor, these phenomena are just the tip of a miracle. Ooh, so it's the stuff of miracles, is it? Miracles are providence of she who dwells above alone. What does he mean, I wonder? Regardless, a few more experiments should make the potential gospel clear. With that... Oh, we've had a number of unexpected actors coming to the stage this night. How shall the cameo end, I wonder? Huh. That's up to how our hidden mouse responds. Indeed. Come now, mouse, cry for us. Hey. Is that Josh, I wonder? Not sure who that little mouse is, but your life is spared, it seems. Thank Adios for your life, Rodent. Good timing, you guys. Bring the beer. Can't drink no more. Damn it. I coulda. Oh. Oh, okay. Thank you, Adios Saints, and anyone else I'm forgetting for saving your humble servant. Huh. Like I need to be told to give praise to the goddess. Our little priest boy. What monsters, though. So those are the enforcers of Ouroboros, huh? The Raging Land, Chapter 2. Raging Land sounds scary. Sounds like the whole place is gonna be erupting in flames. There's our heroes. Okay, we're off for Zeiss. Anyone have anything else they want to do before we go? Nah, don't think so. Unless you can think of anything, let's book. I can think of one piece of business. Where did Miss Dorothy go? She disappeared quite suddenly, and I'm curious as to where she could have gone. I think she went to go tell Niall at the hotel. That's a good point. I think we should say hi and thanks before we leave Rouen. Yes, I think so too. We owe Dorothy our lives, really. I wanted to say goodbye to Matron Theresa and the children before we left as well, but I tried calling them from the guild a minute ago, and I think they're out. They are? Aw. I wanted to say goodbye too. Hey, we could write them a letter when we get to Zeiss. They'll get a kick out of it. Worst comes to worst, ain't too hard to get back here. Yeah, that's true. I'll write them then. Hey, we'll write them. I want in too. Well, come, my friends, let us away to the pulsing heart of the Orbal Revolution and the seat of geniuses. But there's things we can do here. I'm guessing it won't let me leave town, but there's plenty for me to do. So I'm gonna, double check. I'm gonna change up my orbments a bit, and then we'll probably run around the city and at least go try and say hi to Dorothy. I feel like it's trying to give us hints. If I can, I would love to go up to the orphanage, but I'm guessing it won't let me. So if anything interesting happens in the next little while, I'll be sure to cut to it. But otherwise, I'll see you at the other side. Oh my gosh, there's actually another mission. That's me. So it's clear. Oh, I just need to report it. I haven't talked to him about it. Okay. Recruiting great gamblers. Persons confident in their gambling ability come ASAP to the first floor of the Levantar Casino and Bar. Details will be explained on site. Please inquire with me, Lakeisha. Lakeisha. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go gambling on an official capacity. Let's report real quick. Come, ingredient hunters. Bracer F class. Good work. Seems you safely achieved your goal. If you have any jobs to complete, come by and report on them. Alright, so that's the end of that. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go gambling a bit. Alright, well, maybe not right this second. Before I go spending money, I want to make sure I've got everything on my books all looking good. So I'm gonna do the orbment flapping around real quick, and I'll get right back to it. Okay, so after consulting the book and doing my upgrades, I was able to do a few things. And I have to say that so far the biggest limitation is actually just the fact that we don't have access to the powerful orbs yet, but we're getting there. So Estelle is going to become one of our biggest casters, especially now that I upgraded almost all her slots because shockingly it was cheaper than I expected. So I just pile drived them. So I unlocked all but one of them. So I was like, cool, I'll just deck her out as much as I can. And I did. It's a little insane. Basically what I was able to do is able to get her some really powerful stuff, but I didn't start with her. I actually started with Chloe. because I was like, I want to make her as powerful a healer as possible. So by looking through the book and looking through the healing options, I saw kind of how you can get some of the more interesting heal abilities, which I've been able to get. So now she has the heals that we had before, but now she also has area of recoveries, which is really good. Downside is that she gave up the curas. Like, she had a bigger cura, except I think like one that could like actually not bring you back from being unconscious, but like in return I get the more practical, like genuinely powerful heals, which is just great. Sorry, the menu's being a bit of a pain, but yeah, so like being able to have area of recovery as well as targeted recovery, very, very cool. And a lot of that kind of came down to being able to combine like my best blue orbs with some of with the winds and the yellows. I was able to get, like, because I gave her some of our bigger yellow ones, especially because EP cut makes sense to have on her as a healer, so she was able to get some pretty good stuff. And then I switched over to Estelle and said, okay, now what's the best I can make with what I have? I was able to make I think it was either absorb or impede, one of the two. But really boosted her up, and then again kind of tried to cover my bases, and that's where I started running into the issue. The orbs I have just aren't powerful enough yet to be able to give me the fall through, because I've realized like the values here, like I figured out how they work finally, like how I have this absorb, but it counts as having 4 wind attributes, 2 water attributes, and 2 what are they called, space attributes, yeah. And so like you stack those according to what's in the guidebook to be able to unlock different abilities, which is how eventually you get down to these ones that are just like insane, but it's going to be because you can combine them. So with that in mind, I kind of was boosting, I wanted her to have her wind, and like I wanted to get it up to really high power. So I was able to unlock the Selfrinion, which is, you know, boosted support. I wanted to get the big, like the larger aerial storm, I think it was, but that's the thing is like I ran to the wall. I just don't have the orbs with the characteristics to be able to boost it up to that high. Like if we go take a look at it real quick, Aero Storm, I need 10 green, and 3 yellow, and you'll see like she has all the best winds. I got every wind I can put on her, and they all add up to 4, 5, 6. So I'm 4 short. And unless there's like something else that gives a bunch of like wind power, like inside one of these orbs, like it's just not gonna happen. And like that's the thing is, again, like I think we're just locked by our very basic orbs to that spot. So as much as she's prepped and ready for something like a massive aerial storm, like I just don't have the means to give that to her yet. But I was able to give her a lot of options, which is good. Turns out she's got some pretty strong stone stuff. The wind stuff is really high. She even has some basic healing, which is just good. So like now she's just kind of is our caster. Because, I mean, with all those upgraded slots now, we're looking at 206. And here's the thing, too, like I mentioned before, the reason why I upgraded all her slots is that I think that's going to give us the most flexibility. It's very unlikely we're ever going to be in a position in the game where we're not going to play as Estelle. Even in the last game, there's only the one section where we weren't Estelle, and that's because we were with Joshua, and they split them up on purpose for narrative reasons. And unless we get back together with him, I just don't see that happening again. And so I feel like it was the better investment to just like upgrade all her slots, and then I can adapt her really easily to just carry whatever ends up being the most powerful orbs that we have access to. Like right now, wind orbs is like we have this absorb orb, which is one of our most powerful ones, and it's also one of the only like types that we have the ability to hold more than 3 gems besides like the healing, and I've already got Chloe on healing. So ultimately, this is just our best build for the minute, but it's likely to change. If I find a nice, powerful orb while we're out and about completing missions, I could switch this up based on what the book says. So we'll see how this goes, but for right now, this is our build here. Chloe's got our heals. She would be the next choice I would have for upgrading the slots, but as it stands, again, I'm not sure how much I want to commit to upgrading their slots yet, just because I don't know how long they're going to be here with me. Because I imagine that at least 1 or 2 of them is going to phase out so we can introduce newer characters. Like, I'm sure Tita's going to join up with us at some point. And, like, maybe we're going to, like, start working with the father now that he seems very much involved in the Ouroboros investigation. Some point he's going to join up with us. So, like, as that happens, I don't want to, like, put a bunch of resources into upgrading slots on the character and have them be checked out and I don't see them until the end of the game. Like, that's okay, but I need to be careful. And then yeah, so then for Oliver and I kind of let them catch like what remained. I went to Oliver and I tried to see if I could get any like interesting builds with him, but unfortunately, there's just not much I can do with what I've got. So I just kind of gave him a bunch of stuff and made sure he could do a little healing, just so I have backup for that, because he's like our, well, now he's like our tertiary healer. And then I just kind of slapped whatever I could on him, gave him our strongest fire stuff just because that's the only stuff he can really wield. But other than that, I just kind of slapped whatever was available on him, because, I mean, look at that. He has such little casting ability anyway, so we're just going to have him go and beat face. Yeah, so all in all, pretty happy with that. So now what we're going to do is start that mission. We're going to go to we're going to go over to the, what's it called? We're going to go over to the casino. And we'll go and try and say some hi to some other characters as well. So, actually, I might go ahead and do the characters first. I might go to the hotel and see some people. I'm glad you've moved on. Hey! Aw, she's sleeping. Hello! Oh. Ah, you guys. I heard from Dorothy you guys solved our little ghost problem. Yeah, we did, but is Dorothy okay? She was yammering on drowsily about what happened. Once she started finishing, she conked right out, so I had to put her to bed. Well, hell of a lot happened last night. She saved our skins. Can't blame her for being kind of tired. Let her rest, okay? A real reporter could go a good week without sleep when he's got a scoop. Oh yeah, some stuff that she was talking about sounded wild, but she didn't really explain it all. Mind asking you a few questions? Sure, go ahead. Estelle gave Niall the outline of the encounter with Blue Blanc and answered his questions. Alright, think I get it now. Son of a phantom thief B himself is liberal, and he's one of the Ouroboros people? Kinda wish I hadn't heard that. What? Niall, you knew about that masked weirdo? Oh yeah, he's a famous thief who's caused a stir in every major city on the continent. If he wanted something, he'd get it. He always steals things at a big old show. For the Phantom, he's got a love of drama, that's for sure. Yeah, that sounds like our weirdo, alright. He even admitted his Phantom Thief B from those cards, so... Like I said though, thievery is one thing, but he's also a lackey for the society. Wouldn't think Ouroboros would use someone like him, but at the same time, if they do, that's terrifying. Yeah, because they're a secret organization, and he's so flamboyant, like, that they're willing to still trust him is kind of... says a lot about how confident they feel. Niall, I'm curious. Do you intend to write an article about what happened? Nah, the Guild and the Royal Army asked me not to report on anything to do with the society. I'll probably end up writing about someone's ill-intentioned crime of pleasure or something. With a coup d'etat foiled, the kingdom is beginning to settle. I do see the wisdom in this. There's little sense in terrifying the populace with news of a dangerous secret society just yet. Yeah, I ain't happy about it as a reporter, but I guess I see where the government's coming from. Still, if anything else happens, let me know about it, yeah? Of course. Anyway, we're off to Zeiss. All right. I've got a draft I need to write up, so I can't see you off, but want me to wake Dorothy? No, it's okay. She's fast asleep. I'd hate to disturb her. Give her our best when she gets up, okay? Will do. Be careful, guys. It's good to see him. And I think it's good, too. Like, I wonder if there's any, like, implication from that, because, like, by telling him that, even if he can't report on it, it might help him connect some dots in the future. So I wonder if you don't tell him if that can actually affect the story. Knowing this game, it could. Casino. Oh, well, here we go. Never mind. Just eat my words right now. Hey, you guys. Who are you? Your bracer's right. Yeah, is something wrong? You look kind of frazzled. There's something I'd like you to investigate urgently. Could you come right now? Sure. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, I owe you. So, where should we go? Head to Norman's election office. It's on the top floor of the hotel. Here, I'll show you the way. Alright, so what's happening? I'm telling you, I didn't do it. Hurry up and let me go home. I got work to do. No, calm down. Just bear with us until the bracers arrive. Once our investigation's done, you can leave. Speak of the devil. See? Here they are. Hello. That sure was fast, hero. Yeah, I lucked out and ran into some bracers right away. This is Norman. I'm sure you've seen him in posters around the city. Of course, he's one of the guys running for mayor, I think. I'm Estelle Bright of the Bracers Guild. I got Grancel, also a bracer. Let's get to business. What's happened? One of our campaigners, Dels, was injured by someone. In other words, it's an assault case. An assault? Well, that's never a nice thing to hear. Is the victim okay? Yes, he's still here. He was unconscious for a bit, but it was, thankfully, nothing serious. Phew, that's good to hear. There's nothing good about it. Back of my head still hurts, if you wouldn't believe. The back of your head, huh? Were you attacked from behind? Yes, ma'am. Right out of the blue, too. I was taking a breather on the balcony, then sudden from behind, thud. That's pretty foul. Ouch, sounds nasty. When did the attack happen? Give us whatever you can remember about the events before and after. Sure, it happened today, just after lunch. Norman and I were checking out a potential location for a speech by the bridge. Cooper here had just turned up then. When I talked to him, he said he had some important business with Norman. What kind of business? Portos told me to come to apologize for the mess on the bridge. It's not like all my fault, but I did sort of make it worse. I see. So you came to say sorry for the scuffle. Yes, but Norman was still very busy at the time. We'd asked Cooper to wait on the office area. That's when I showed him to this room. I returned to the hotel not long after. I entered the room with Hario, who had been waiting outside the office, and there was Dels, unconscious on the balcony. And Cooper was right here, standing over him. I'm trying to tell you, why does that make me the criminal? He was already out cold when I'd reached the balcony. I understand what Cooper's saying, but it's only natural to suspect him given the circumstances. There was no one in the room except Cooper and Dels. Is that true? After I brought Cooper, I was on watch outside the door. No one entered until Norman got here. No matter how you look at it, that means these two are alone. You sure? Yeah, it's true, but it's like I said. I went out on the balcony, but Dels is already on the ground. So you're saying the crime was committed before you got there? Am I getting that right? Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank God, yes. Finally, there's someone who gets it. In that case, it ought to be someone who entered the room before Cooper. Dels, do you remember anything? It's possible someone came in. People go in and out of this office all the time, though. Even if someone had, I wouldn't have thought much of it. Fair enough. It's an election office, so that makes sense. Sounds simple enough, at least. The criminal's got to be one of two people. This guy here, or someone who came into the room before him. We should be able to narrow it down if we get enough proof. I think we ought to start questioning. And there's no other useful information? Yeah. If you guys notice anything else or are thinking of something, tell us now. Even if it seems like nothing important. Alright, then I have one more thing I'd like to add. There was something that occurred to me as I was looking through the room after the incident. Were there signs that I'd been rummaged around in? Not at all, just the opposite, in fact. It actually felt like it was cleaner than before. Huh, that's a serial cleaner on the loose. One way to interpret it would be a disguise to hide the fact that the room had been searched. Of course, it appears we went too far and inadvertently aroused suspicion in the process. It's not a bad train of thought. Incidentally, who are you? I was waiting for that question. Oh no. I am the traveling bard, the poetic soul wandering the wilds, the genius Sure, but if nothing's been stolen, then isn't the idea that it's a disguise pretty weak? At least at this stage, I don't think there's any point in worrying about motive. I agree. You've grown even bolder since our last rendezvous, Estelle. Your training at La Loche was most fruitful. You're simply stunning. Oliver? Just ignore him. Now, if there's nothing else here you can tell us, we can get to questioning. Yeah. Well, since she knows when to shorten the leash now. Good luck with the investigation. Come and report once we have an answer. Good, we're counting on you to get to the bottom of this. Now, how should we go about things? I mean, the hotel is pretty big. We should simply split into two groups. You and the princess make some rounds while I keep an eye on this dummy. These two are assailants, yeah? So let's make them assets. Good point. Ready to kick some investigation butt, Chloe? Of course. Assisting companions is only natural for a hunter of love. You sure don't miss a beat, do you? Alright, listen up. We need to gather information on the suspect first. If you go around asking about Cooper, something should turn up. If you end up getting a picture on who our guy is, come tell me. Now, once I find the criminal, go report to you. No problem. Let's go see what we can find out. Alright, let's see. Where are we going to take this investigation? I want to see if there's anything. I want to see if there's anything we can observe first. It might be something we have to get a tip off about before we can actually investigate it, but I still want to be thorough. Like, I want to go check the balcony. So he was out here when he was injured. Pretty big balcony. Nothing sticking out, but like I want to look on the, like, if there's something that, or somebody maybe on the roof. Let's go about Cooper. I lost consciousness immediately, so I didn't see who hit me. Even catching a glance would have been better than nothing at all. I'll say it as many times as you like. I only found Els. If we'd been fighting, somebody would have. If they'd been fighting, somebody would have heard a sound, but no one said anything, did they? Of course they didn't, because I was politely seated on the sofa. It made a weird sound there. Was that just me, or was that it letting me know that there was a clue? So that was a little heavy-handed, the idea that, like, somebody would have heard something. Oh, okay, yeah, so let's have a Cooper. Cooper was standing next to Dels, who was lying on the ground. He looked at me and seemed very surprised. He wasn't excited or worked up, but he did appear tremendously shocked. As Cooper said, I didn't hear any loud noises either. He was in the lobby at the time, but if a grown men were fighting, I'm sure I would have heard something. Well, it was a surprise attack. There wouldn't have been a fight. A sound, you say? That would probably be the sound of me getting hit. Heard a hell of a bang in my head, that's for sure. Cooper's face went white as the sheet the moment he saw us. He was surely dismayed at having been witness at the crime scene. Well, yes, Cooper's right. He was standing in front of the door, but it was quiet the whole time in the room. If there'd been some kind of argument, I'm sure I would have noticed. No, not yet. Hello, my graceful conversational skills have finally had their time in the spotlight. Alright, so we've asked about sound and sight. So let's go and talk to some other people in here. Mr. Cooper is a guest who comes here only on very rare occasions. Mostly we have his patronage for work-related gatherings. A sound, you say? Unfortunately, I heard no such thing. Now, the one thing is the old man who stands outside on the docks. He might have actually been aware of something. When Cooper came to the hotel, I was in the lobby. I don't know, he looked angry, I guess. I thought something might happen. And then, just like that, thought something happened. Sound? I don't really hear anything. And then anger. Yeah, he looked pissed off to me. But it was right after the big mess on the bridge. It's only natural to be angry. Hey, Niall. Haven't you left yet? Yeah, actually a case suddenly popped up. What do you mean? Well, I still explained the assault case to Niall. Ah, I see. Huh, you don't seem too interested. Yeah, doubt's big enough to make an article out of. Well, just in case, once you solved it, tell me what you got. Yeah, will do. Alright, but I want to talk to this guy. Yeah, I know him. He's a young fellow working at the harbor. Like everyone else these days, he's been involved with the election. Oh, a sound. Thinking about it, I did hear a loud noise from above. Above from here? You mean the balcony? Probably around there, yeah. It was an impressive sound, like something had run into something else with a smack. Can't recall exactly when I heard it, though. That's too bad. Still, this is all good stuff to know. Thanks, sir. Anger. Oh, was Cooper that angry? You know, youngsters get worked up easily these days. So he heard a sound, but only outside, so it wasn't loud enough to be depicted inside, and thus the altercation didn't happen in the room. It was outside, so if we can find somebody else who might have been outside at the time, that could help. I'm guessing I can't leave right now. Because that would be interesting. Like, if I could leave... Yeah, that's the exit. Yeah. So, thought I'd check. But, because like, I might be able to talk to someone outside, but doesn't seem to be the case. Alright. So, anger. I fear I cannot agree. Mr. Cooper seemed generally normal. So one report that made him look angry, another report that made him look normal. Alright, so sounds. But follow with Dells, it would heard something. You actually have someone who testified of hearing a loud noise. They apparently heard the sound of something colliding with something else from around the balcony area. Do you have any idea what it could have been? Something colliding with something else? Nope, didn't hear any sound like that. What about anger? I was angry? Pfft, that's crazy. If you're gonna say that, Hiro's attitude is way worse than mine, I think. The moment he saw me, he made his real nasty face. Try asking about Hiro. I bet he'll turn up some dirt. Him and Dells are rivals competing to be number 2 at Norman's camp. I'm sure they couldn't come to terms and ended up in a tussle. That's interesting. Is that so? I'm not sure I can really help with that. What about Hiro? There's no way Hiro did it. I testified to it myself. There's no bad blood between us whatsoever. We will work together. Oh, sorry, I got excited and made my head hurt. He didn't seem particularly angry when I met him on the bridge. Well, perhaps something happened while he was being led to the hotel. It's unbelievable that you would suspect Hiro. First place, you're suggesting you would hurt his co-worker? And what could possibly motivate him to do such a thing? Was Cooper angry? I didn't really look that way, but... I had an unpleasant expression, you say? Well, of course, after a fuss like that, who wouldn't? What does that have to do with the case? Interesting. So we got a few more clues, but they feel almost like red herrings. But I talked to the staff about Hiro. No, I wasn't trying to go to the exit. You doubt even Hiro? He isn't the kind of person to resort to violence. Hiro is the most loyal man. He would never commit such a criminal act. So Hiro is getting, like, it's interesting because, like, it's not seeming like it's either of them. Oh. Are you done questioning in the office? Yeah, we're done. How's it going on your end? It's going okay, I guess. I'm still checking out stuff. Just don't slack off. Leave it to me. Alright, so, Hiro. Say you're checking out Hiro. He did kind of look unhappy when he got back to the hotel. Not probably because he was with Cooper, though. Hiro. Hiro's a young merchant fellow, yeah? He wants to be a merchant. I think he needs to have a bit more oomph to him, you hear me? He's got a gullible written all over him. Get people ripping him off at every turn if he doesn't shape up. Alright, well, that was not super helpful. Starting to feel like I'm running into a bit of a brick wall here. Yeah. He's got motive too, right? Him and Dell's rival company would be number 2 in Norman's camp. Sure they couldn't come to terms ending in a tussle. Alright, am I showing a real nasty face? Try asking around here, but you turn up some dirt. He and Dell's are competing. He's really insistent that it couldn't be him. Well, yes, Cooper's right. I was standing in front of the door, but it was quiet the whole time in the room. If there had been some kind of argument, I sure would have noticed. But there's someone who's testified to hearing a big sound. He said it sounded like something smacking into something else on the balcony. Well, I didn't hear it. I can't say for sure I didn't hear anything like that while I was here. Cooper said, didn't hear anything loud noises either. I was in the lobby at the time, but the grown men were fighting. I'm sure I would have heard something. A sound, you say? That would probably be the sound of me getting hit. Had a heck of a bang inside my head, that's for sure. If I'd followed Dale, someone would have heard something. Well, actually, we have someone who's testified to hearing a loud sound. He apparently heard the sound of something colliding with something else around the balcony. Do you have any idea what it could have been? Something colliding with something else? No, I didn't hear any sound like that. What is it? What's on your mind? If you're hiding something, you should spit it out. Trying to hide things only bites you in the butt most of the time. So, for context, I was kind of reapplying conversation points, seeing if I'd missed something. But it looks like with Agat here, when I ask about Hiro, the staff here seems to get flustered to the point where Agat gets suspicious. I'm sorry. You like talking? Yes, actually. I saw him. I saw Hiro on the second floor. When was that? Right after lunch. Hiro went out with Norman, but however, shortly after that, Hiro came back and ran up to the second floor. Whoa, that's kind of important to know. Estelle, you go after this lead. We gotta check around here for a bit longer. Got it. Let's ask the other staff first. Lunch. Yeah, we had pizza for lunch. I had my own in the lobby. Kind of suffocating to eat in the same room as my dad. Still, you know what? My dad's pretty unfair. He feeds us normal, boring stuff, then gets special paella just for himself. Is that so? Was that different? Yeah, it was way better. The simple ones got like a mountain of shrimp. Guess he didn't have much of an appetite, though. He left a lot behind. What a waste. Lunch. About lunch? I went to eat lunch at the Lavantar today. I've always been in the habit of going out to lunch as soon as I hear the bell toll. The bell toll? The bell of the Langland Bridge. Remember, it rang when the bridge went up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it did ring. It always rings at certain times, see? Use it in place of a clock. That's so convenient. Kind of big to use it in place of a clock, though. Hey, Estelle. It might be good to ask some people about the bell toll. Huh? Why? They should be able to clearly remember the sound of a bell ringing. It might act as a guidepost for their memory, like with Mr. Murray. Ah, I get it. Thanks, Chloe. Very intellectual advice. You flatter me. Not sure what you two are giggling about, but I'm glad I was able to help. You sure were. Okay, let's go ask around. Right. Alright, because the bell toll is the Langling Bell Bridge. We sisters run here on a daily basis, I'll have you know. Speaking of the sound of a bell. Did you remember something? No, you asked about that a second ago, didn't you? That big sound. Ah, the sound! Like something smacking into something, right? Yeah, that thing. Well, I remember something now. The sound happened as if it were timed to the bell, at least to my ears. Timed to the bell? So basically you heard the sound of the bell roughly the same time as the big sound. Well, if you want to make it sound all boring, yeah. If that sound was something caused by the criminal, then someone without an alibi when the bell rang is the criminal. Yeah, we should check out people we suspect. It also might have been intentional to try and cover up the sound of the scuffle. The bell toll. Come on, why would I lie about something like that? I was in the hotel basis, I didn't notice at all. I ate lunch on the first floor, so you know what? My dad's pretty unfair. He feeds us normal, boring stuff. Wait. So you ate lunch on the first floor, and the bell toll. Did the bridge bell already ring? I was in the hotel basis, I didn't notice at all. The bell toll. A noon bridge bell? Yes, at the time I was preparing the guest rooms. Once I was finished, the next organized the utensils. Someone had cleaned the plates at the office, so I was able to finish work more quickly. The office plates were cleaned. So that means there was someone who went to the office after lunch. Indeed. While I was preparing the guest rooms, they cleaned up, it seems. The plates are stacked at the front. Of course, exactly what kind of guest it was. Couldn't say, unfortunately. Not too bad. Guess I'll have to ask around ourselves. God, we have so much stuff cleaning up. Lunch. Lunch was ordered from the Lavantar. Everyone had their lunch where they saw fit. Cleaning up. Exactly cleaned up. Unfortunately, do not know. I was preparing a guest room, so someone must have cleaned up. Hang on a second. You cleaned up the dishes in the office? Don't know. I wouldn't go to that much trouble. Been killing time in the hotel basement after lunch. Just to double check with the old man. You've been so helpful. Someone cleaned up the plates for Ernest. Oh ho ho! It's a rare thing to find someone so considerate nowadays. Alright, so let's just review what we got so far. So we have a bell that tolls at noon that happens at the same time as the attack. Lunch happens around that time because, you know, like some people use it as a time to determine lunch, but not necessarily meaning that the lunch hadn't already started for people. But whatever had happened, the post-lunch cycle, after like lunch was over, the room had been cleaned up. So that almost makes it sound like like lunchtime had happened. We have Hero leaving and then coming back really quickly to the hotel, like during the lunch break. The bell goes off at the same time as the attack, and then somebody goes to the trouble cleaning up the room afterwards. Interesting. Yeah, so it really comes down to like whoever wasn't like available around the time of the bell. All right, everyone, we got some questions. Lunch. They ordered lunch for the Levantar. It sure is nice. Maybe try asking Portos if we could do something like that. The bell toll. The bridge toll. Yeah, I was running across the bridge in a real hurry. I met Norman right about the same time out of the bridge. So then, Cooper and the balcony sound unrelated. According to the testimony we got, the sound happened right after the bell stopped ringing, so that would line up with what we've heard from Cooper himself. So Cooper wasn't even here. The attack had happened before Cooper even got here. Looking for a person who cleaned up the plates? So like, who cares? Just hurry up and prove me innocent. We technically already have. Lunch. Yeah, we ordered food at the Levantar. Man, it was so good. So you had lunch. You sounded the bridge bell. Now you mention it, I do think I heard that before I got hit. I'm sorry, my head feels like a wreck right now. Nothing's too clear. Now you mention it, it did clean up. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But you were in the office, weren't you? You normally notice if someone came to clean. You're right, I would, even if I think it's odd. Alright, lunch. Yes, we ordered lunch today from the Levantar. I don't want my campaigners getting sick of eating the same food again and again, so I thought we'd try something different. Well, it's nice of you to do that. Not so much a part of politics as the campaign itself. Haha, indeed it is. I'll admit, my nerves have been on edge for some time now. It hasn't been easy to keep my eyes on everything day in and day out. I'm sorry to hear that. Yikes, that does sound pretty rough. Putting that aside, sir, what do you do after lunch? After lunch, Hero and I immediately went to examine the place my speech is to be held at. Hero had some other business to attend to first, so I met up with me at the site. So you left right after lunch and met up with Hero outside? Alright, that's all I needed to hear. I'm happy to have helped. Keep up the good work, you two. Alright, Hero. Time to hear what you got for us. Lunch. After lunch, Norman went to have a good look at the site where he was looking to give a speech. I had some stuff I had to do, so I met up with him later. Rest is as I explained before. But, Hero, you were at the second floor. You went to the second floor, didn't you? Excuse me? There's no point in hiding it. We have witnesses. I'm not hiding anything. I just realized I forgot something and went back to the office to pick it up. Was there anyone in the office at the time? Dells was there doing work. I didn't see anyone else. Great, that's plenty, thanks. Don't misunderstand, please. I wasn't trying to hide that I'd gone to the second floor. Don't worry, we haven't decided you're the criminal or anything. Just don't forget this kind of thing only makes you look worse. Look forward to your future assistance, sir. Speaking of which, I heard the bell toll, yes. I think it was when I was meeting with Norman by the bridge. Interesting. Then Cooper showed up, and I showed him the way here. So you heard the bell when you were outside, which means you weren't around when the other big sound happened. According to testimony we got, the big sound happened right after the bell stopped ringing. If that's true, then Hero isn't connected to the big sound that was heard by the balcony. And cleaning up. Who cleaned up? No idea. Someone must have done it while I was out. Where were the plates and such cleaned by the time you got back to the office? I don't know. Wasn't exactly paying attention, so I can't say for sure. So it's neither of them. He was here crossing the bridge. He was outside with him, apparently. The bell's ring? I was off the Hero checking out it went off when Hero and I were checking the speech site together. Hero was there too. Yes, he was already there. Just as the bell was ringing, Cooper showed up. They asked Hero to show him to the hotel. I see, then it's sure. So then, Estelle, there's no connection between the sound Murray heard and Hero. Yeah, not just Hero, but Cooper seems to be clear too. The sound Murray heard was just after the bell finished ringing, but both men can prove they were with Norman at the time.
In other words, whoever made the sound was neither hero nor Cooper. This virtually eliminates any chance of them being the criminal.
Alright. The bell. So we cleared them up. And him up, too, technically. Could just, like, wouldn't it be interesting if it was like something fell from an airship and just hit him in the head?
Sounds like a nice enough routine. You have to go through the hotel to get there, though, right?
Yeah, but I do. I can't fly across the sea now, can I?
Good point. So, did you see anyone in the hotel at the time?
Well, Ernest was on the first floor, of course, but the rest was really quiet.
Huh, there's no one there?
Yeah, I'd say so. The basement and the first floor are both pretty quiet when I passed through. There we go. Norman's son was there when I came back, though.
Norman's son? Norman's... Oh, you mean Belden? Yeah, that's more than enough.
No, it was nothing. Belden, you weren't where you say you were. Oh, I'd lie about something like that. I was in the hotel basement, so I didn't notice at all.
Look at that. Look at that, just pictures of... Were you really in the basement the whole time?
What? Why?
There's someone who's passed through the basement right after the bell rang. According to their testimony, no one was here.
That can't be right. I was here the whole time.
So he can't establish an alibi. Just in case, we should probably ask around about Belden too.
Anything to say about yourself? So when the bell rang, I was underground. I was in the basement the whole time after lunch. Even though he said he had lunch on the first floor. Belden. By Belden, you mean that kid? He wasn't in the basement, I'm pretty sure.
Pardon?
What do you mean? In truth, I haven't had much of an appetite to date lately. I left quite a lot of the paella I got for lunch uneaten. I requested that Ernest get me one of the special paellas in secret and left it virtually untouched. It's embarrassing to think back on how wasteful that was.
I see. That must have been really stressful regarding an election.
Wait, oh, that might be our ticket there. Okay. Lunch. He talked about the really nice lunch that his dad had. I ate lunch on the first floor, it's in the basement the whole time. My dad's pretty unfair. He fed us normal boring, gets a special paella just for himself.
Huh, wait a sec.
What? What is it this time? Did I say something weird?
No, it's just... Hey, Belden. You said you ate lunch on the first floor, right?
Yeah, that's right. What about it?
Norman ate on the second floor. How did you know that Norman ate when you were on the first floor?
Oh, that. I saw it afterwards.
Gotcha!
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, actually, I heard from someone else. I don't remember who said it, though. Maybe you should investigate that next?
That's obviously suspicious.
I'm scared I don't have everything, but it feels pretty cut and dry. Talk. Looks like we're not far from pointing out the criminal. Once you got your mark, come report. I mean, we've pretty much got it sealed away. Like, it can only be of the people who are here, Belden. But I'm worried I haven't gotten all the evidence I need. But I feel like I've done everything 3 times and double, triple checked. So I think I'm ready to go for it. Got a mark? So who's your suspect? Belden. The Raven Kid, huh? You got some proof, right? First, explain the reason you discounted the original suspect. He has a solid alibi.
Cooper was outside when the sound was heard. Norman's testimony corroborates this, so we can say for sure it's accurate. If that was the sound of a crime being committed, then there's a very small chance Cooper's the criminal.
I see. At the same time, we can also throw out any suspicion of Hero.
Yeah, it does. Hero met up with Norman, so where's her?
Next, you need to explain the suspect's crime. What kind of proof do you have? He has no alibi.
The proof is his alibi. I have valuable testimony that refutes his alibi. Cooper and a Hero have always been cleared as the culprits, so the person remains as the final possibility.
Yeah, by process of elimination, it does turn out that way. Ultimately, though, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence. Do you have any more decisive proof? Yeah, contradiction. He knew about the special paella.
I don't know if it's decisive, but something did bother me. There's a testimony about a special paella.
Oh, and what's that?
Yeah, so Belden testified that he ate lunch on the first floor, but somehow he saw the paella Norman ate. He even knew that Norman barely ate it.
In other words, he went to the second floor. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, I get it. Let's call Belden in here and see what he's got to say. We can't go straight for an arrest without proof, with the proof we have on hand.
Okay, got it.
I hope I did okay. What? Why did you call me? I didn't do anything.
Yeah, calm down. Nothing's been decided here.
If you help us with the investigation, you can go home right away.
Help? Yeah, we just want you to be frank with us. Where did you go after lunch?
Like I said, I was in the basement. Bull. As long as you keep lying, you're not getting out of here.
You weren't in the basement the whole time. We already know that.
If you don't do anything wrong, then just be honest and tell the truth. Or is the truth too scary to admit? Fine, I'll talk. Today after lunch, I went to the office. I went to go clean up.
Clean up? So the person who returned the plates to the front was?
Yeah, it was me. Everyone seemed busy, so I figured I'd clean up. When I was cleaning up, I thought I'd tidy the office, but I didn't think that'd happen.
Huh? Hold on, you're not making sense. You just cleaned up after, right? Why does that have anything to do with the case?
I've got an idea. Yeah, actually... I see. I understand Belden came to this room to clean, but I'm not sure how that correlates. Why does that have to do with the assault on Dells?
There's a lot to do with it. Well, let's hear him say it himself.
Hey, go tell him.
Yeah. Well, once I finished cleaning the room, I thought I'd head back. But since I tidied a lot of stuff and the room was really dusty, I thought I'd open the balcony door, air it out, but my hands were so full of plates, I didn't have any choice. I kicked the door as hard as I could. Wait, you mean the door? Yep, it's exactly what you think. That door is the criminal that knocked out Dells. The door flying open slammed right into the back of your head.
In other words, the truth of the case is unlucky accident. Well, so then, I'm innocent, right? Seems like it. Whew, man, finally free and clear. Still, what a mess. Why didn't you volunteer this information at the beginning? You just told us the truth, things wouldn't have gone nearly this far. I'm sorry.
Come on, he's telling the truth now. Give him a break, okay? You had the courage to talk about it in the end, so everything worked out.
As the victim here, I'd just like to forgive and forget. It's already clear this is all a misunderstanding. Of course, I'd like him to be a bit more careful opening doors in the future if he could. Dells, I'm really sorry. And to you too, Cooper. You almost got turned into a criminal. You don't need to worry about me. In the clear, that's good enough for me. Well, this settles things. Thank goodness. Also, Belden, whatever you decide to do in life, know the decision is yours and yours alone. I know you can do it. Really? Yeah, make sure you keep it up. Well, that's our report. Bracers, I'm sorry for today. Seems we've taken up a great deal of your time over a big mistake.
No, don't worry about it. This is part of the job too.
Well then, we're off. Thank you guys so much. I'm really very sorry. Take care. Oh yeah. We managed to do it.
Phew, that's done and over with, finally. Wouldn't have dreamt it would end like that though.
The truth is always stranger than fiction. However, as your valued assistant, I take great pride in our completion of this most puzzling assignment.
You didn't do a dang thing. Oh, but I really appreciate your help, Chloe. You gave a ton of good advice. It was a big help during the investigation.
I'm always happy to help. There's no need to thank me though, Estelle.
Right, I guess you two are support staff already, aren't you?
Yep, we'll have you do what needs to be done. Okay, let's get going.
Next up, the Zeiss region.
Election office assault complete. Not quite though, we're not done yet. I am gonna save, but we're not done yet. First, I wanna go see if I can talk to the orphans. Ah, screw your letter. We're gonna see the orphans. The door's locked. Aw. Okay, like maybe literally we can't go see them. Aw, that stinks. Well, I can go check the like the windmill in town, and maybe they're in class or something. But you know what? The next more likely thing could be that they're actually in Zeiss for some reason, like a field trip, or they're at the maybe at the hot springs or something, and so we will be able to catch up with them later. Aha.
May we have a moment? You wouldn't happen to be Lakeisha, would you? Yes, I'm Oh, are you the Bracers? Yeah, we saw the sign posting. Good. I know a little bit of what's going on at least. Are you all set? I'd like to go over the details. Yeah. Yep, of course it's okay. So, what can we do for you? What I'd like to ask you is very simple. Do something, anything, to make my husband lose at gambling.
Okay.
What?
That's it.
Win a game of chance, is it? Most intriguing request. You heard me right. I don't care what game, just please win against my husband. He's always been the type to get wrapped up in whatever he's doing that he doesn't know when to stop. I mean, really, he gets a few wins at the casino, suddenly he's convinced he's a pro gambler. And I know that one-track mind of his is all that is. He says he wants to turn pro. Anything I say, one is in one ear and out the other. So I'd like you to nip it in the bud before things go that far.
Probably good.
I see. Family circumstances, huh?
Looks like you've got it rough.
No, I was naive. I should have just refused when he suggested a casino trip. No point in complaining now. Here, let me give you 1,000 mira as a wager.
You see 1,000 mira.
If you wager this all in one bet, I'm sure my husband will take you up. I hope so. Is your husband upstairs at the casino right now? Yes, he made himself nice and comfortable up there. Last I saw, he was playing cards with Philios, his name. Understood. We'll check the card tables. Do me a favor, don't hold back. Make sure he loses decisively. Is there anything else I can help you with? Any questions? We're okay. I think you've got it covered, all the basics. The real question is, how do we win the match? I mean, gambling's ultimately luck, isn't it?
Yes, but letting the luck live or kill in it takes skill. Whether we can win or not depends on the match.
Strategy is key, to be more precise. Guess we're in for some fun times.
If strategy is what you're worried about, you'll be fine. My husband's a total amateur. He's terrible at lying. Every thought that crosses his mind is written on his face plain as day. He's not normally the kind of person well suited to gambling.
Ah, really? Hearing that makes me feel a little more confident, maybe. Alright, let's do this thing.
That's the spirit. Nobody's ever won a game by acting like a sore loser before the match even started.
I'm in your corner, you guys. Now get up there and knock my husband down a few pegs.
What a request. Alright.
What a charming little casino. Its equipment looks brand new. Was this established recently? In a way. It was just reopened after renovations during the birthday celebration.
Hey, now that I think about it, it was being worked on last time.
I see. So, where's our high-rolling target?
Right, here's why I said he'd be at the card tables.
Bingo. There he is. Alright, come on, come on.
It's a jack!
Oh, the power of the draw. I feel invincible.
This is your win, sir.
I know that you fought well, my good man. I'm afraid you just had the wrong opponent. Ha 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 ha!
Yep, he's exactly as she said. That's gotta be him.
Quick, let's talk to him. If we waste any time, he's bound to get wrapped up in another match.
Ah, right.
Okay, hit me again. What's with you guys?
We already know your way around a card game, mister. So we'd like to challenge you.
Challenge me? Alright, I'll bite. Question is, you have the mirror. I'm not taking any cheap bets. Wager's 2,000 mira. Rich enough for you? That's a mighty wager. Fearless, ain't ya? Fine, I'll take you guys on. Okay, so which one of you is gonna be my opponent? Or maybe all three of you wanna have a piece of the Filemeister at the same time? That works too. I'm feeling lucky.
Oh, once it's a bit crazy. We're not playing old maid here.
In that case, good consumer, how would you like to try a variant of poker?
There are a few that allow for a match to be settled over several rounds. Sounds like just what we're looking for. I'll say, what are the rules? Both sides choose a lineup of contenders and settle the match over 3 rounds. Each round is normal poker. The first team to win 1 match wins. However, your team can only fold 1 time.
Oh, now that's spicy.
If one team ever folds, the rest have no choice but to challenge. And it's a 3-round match, huh? Simple, quick, elegant. I like it. My only problem now is the 4 of you. It's not like all 4 of us need to play. One of us can sit this one out.
That's perfect, actually. If I can, I'd like to be the one to sit out.
You sure, Chloe?
Students are forbidden to gamble by school rules. I don't want you to think I'm trying to skip out of my job, but it's kind of awkward for me.
No, I get where you're coming from. Gambling's not exactly a healthy part of your daily balanced school curriculum. We can handle it from here, so take a load off.
Sorry for the mix-up.
And then there were 3. Well, we're well on the road to a climactic 3-round match. Not that it'd matter if there are 4 or even 5 matches. Well, win them all anyway.
Are you satisfied with the rules as I explained them?
Yeah, I'm okay with them.
Sure, we don't mind either. Well then, allow me a few moments to make preparations. During that time, good guest, please decide the order of your matches.
Order? So who's gonna go first and stuff? That shouldn't take too long.
Thank you very much.
I'm ready whenever you guys are. Alright, order time. How do we want to do this?
Might I suggest we pick based on our gambling prowess?
Full disclosure, guys, I have like 0 confidence in my card skills. I always lost to Joshua.
It's been a while since I left gambling behind myself. But hey, this contest is all willpower. I can make do. How about you? Worry not. I have a man who's rife with confidence at the card game. Leave the center to me, for I am certain I can play it well.
I'm good with that. That's 1 down. Oliver's second. It's between me and you now, I got.
I'll go first. You take the end.
What? Why are you picking for me?
He who strikes with all his might first wins, yes? In other words, he plans to settle things before you come into play. Exactly. Ain't no deep meaning to the order anyway. Basically, we just gotta win.
Well, sure, but the pressure's on if I end up going to 3rd round.
I finished preparing for the match. Is everyone ready to begin? Poker face on. Poker faces on, comrades. Alright, let's do this.
Good luck, Estelle. Yeah, thanks. Come on, Estelle. A girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do.
Alright, poker time.
This marks the first round of 3. Poker rules this region are standard. However, there is a hierarchy among suits. The strongest is spade, followed by hearts, diamond, and finally clubs.
That's good to know.
I will now begin dealing your cards. This is bad. Maybe I could try aiming for a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight. That's a gamble, though. Honestly, the odds aren't great.
My lucky streak strikes again. First round, I've already got a great hand. Man, I got this in the bag. He must have really good hand.
If that were truly the case, I could assure you he'd be much quieter about it. Remember, you can't challenge an opponent who chooses to fold.
Ah, good point.
Time to start this thing off. Do I aim big or should I aim low?
So the straight is a powerful hand, but it's very unlikely that you're going to land the 2 cards you need for it. He was just screaming about how great his hand is, which probably means he's bluffing. So a king club high is not too bad. If we can at least get one other king, we'll be in a better spot. And if he's got just a simple pair by the end, we have a decent chance. If I have to pick, I'd say go for the safer option just because he sounds so confident.
One way or another, the odds aren't all that great. This is just the start, though. Should I go for the safest bet I got? Would you like to change cards? Yeah, 4 cards. And you, sir? I'll change 3. Okay, how'd that turn out?
Crap, worthless hand all around.
That guy's face hasn't even twitched, he's so still.
Yes, quite the poker face indeed. A virile man such as him simply begs for my affections by furrowing his brows so pointedly.
Yes, fell right in my hand while I was waiting. Come, good challenger, come at me anytime. He's certainly confident, but I wonder how much of that's a bluff.
Got nothing right now. I could bluff my way out of this, but he calls it we're done for. Do I push or do I pull back? If we fold, we can't fold in the future. God, this is tough actually, and I don't think I get another shot. Okay, so here's the thing. If I fold now, we don't get the fold in the future. But if we challenge and he wins, then we have to win the next 2 matches or we lose flat out. I guess that's the case either way. I would never play this hand though. This hand's terrible. Alright, we fold. Well, we only just started. No point in blowing our chances here in the first round. Would you like to challenge him? Nah, I'll fold. Aw, you're folding? You had a good hand too, that's too bad. With that, I'm afraid your team could no longer fold.
Aw, we folded.
Suppose there's little else to be done when you're dealt a poor hand.
Good work, I gotta say though, it's not like you to fold.
Don't say it. Even I think that. This is where things get tough.
Right, not being able to fold means we no longer have the safety net. Oh yeah, you've got a point. That'll be harder than I thought.
Sirs, are you prepared for the next match? Ah, that's my cue. My Lady Luck favored me with her grace. Counting on you.
After all I'm talking you did, I'm so not gonna go easy on you if you lose.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna do this very well. I don't get takesies backsies. I'm not gonna save scum, so we'll just have to do the best we can. Oh, now begin dealing your cards. Pair of 4s, not bad. My, only a pair of 4s. A rather uninspiring hand.
Here?
Nah, might come here.
He seems kind of hesitant.
Yes, his expression is different. He might have a good hand. Or he's an idiot. That's the thing too, like we didn't get to see his hand previously, so he might just be telling the truth completely. Now what to do? Should I reach for my hand out to distract my foe? Either would make for a worthy spectacle. Interesting. So are we playing the mind games or are we playing like the legit game? I think we should do the 1 card. Let's play a game of deception. Will you be changing cards? 1 card only, please. You, sir?
I'll take 2 cards.
Now, how'd it turn out? No change in my hand, then. In that case, rest up to my foe.
Man, I can't read his face at all. What the heck are you thinking, Oliver?
He has a surprisingly strong poker face, doesn't he?
Alright. Yeah, I'm okay.
He seems awfully subdued compared to before. Did he get some kind of big hand? The way he's quieted down is somewhat disturbing, but we can't fold anymore, so it's all or nothing round. Will you challenge? But of course. Word retreat does not exist in my dictionary. What will you do, sir?
Yeah, I'll take the challenge.
If you would please show your cards. I have only a pair of 4s. Sounds with that careless. Fetch me! Sure, you are the victor. As agreed in advance, it settles the match. Well, victory is the luck of the draw, which means there must be a loser as well. Time by the loser's eye. I notice there's a piercing sensation. Might be missing in my back.
Stupid bard! Oliver, you knew, didn't you? Estelle, try and hold it in.
But I don't think I even get a chance here. I technically lost both, right? Like, you're in a position to talk. Who was the one who was winning before we even started? Whining before we even started? Well, you didn't lose because of him. If you got time to pummel the guy, spend some time thinking up a decent excuse for our client.
Oh yeah, crap, we failed our job. How can I look at the client's eyes now?
God darn it, I want to save some so bad. Oh, that hurts my soul.
And that's what happened. Our best efforts fell flat, we lost. I'm really, really sorry.
Sorry, we have no excuse. It was totally due to our inability.
I see, so my plan backfired. I suppose there's nothing that can be done at this point. Gambling's a game of luck, and our luck went sour. You realize, though, that I was expecting a little more of luck from bracers. Sorry.
I agree, our aid was less than desirable. There's no greater pain in a man's heart than disappointing a woman of your caliber. Be that as it may, I wouldn't worry about your husband.
Oh, why?
Hey, Oliver.
Come on, let's hear what he's got to say.
Okay.
Pardon me for spilling a few trade secrets, but most casinos have a person who's there to ace in the hole, so to speak. Someone who normally doesn't work in the shop, the house's strongest dealer. If I were to venture an educated guess, I don't believe that establishment has played their ace yet. So what, you think that guy's next? Yes, we've lost, so I suspect they'll be making an appearance soon.
An ace in the hole, huh?
I hope you're right. What do you think? Can I really trust what he said?
I don't know. I think you'll have to judge for yourself how trustworthy that is.
Anyway, I'll have to come down eventually. Till then, I'm waiting right here. I'll have to prepare for the worst in case things don't turn out like you said.
In that case, we'll be moving on. And again, we're very sorry for today.
I believe you did the best you could. If anything comes up again, I'm sure I can still count on you to take up the job.
Yeah, ask us anytime.
I want to redo it! I want to redo it so bad! When what? I'm not, but in theory, I guess technically it wasn't that long ago. It was okay. So what it was right after the finish. So technically, I could do it if I wanted to try again. I guess the question becomes like, how metagame do we want to be? Because it's like I understand like the appeal of like wanting to like get the best game you can, but we're also here like I'm here to play the game to play the game. I don't want to set a precedent for min-maxing or trying to like pursue like a perfect game my first time through. It's disappointing, even to me. I hate the idea of failing a mission, but like at the same time, like does that justify just replaying it over and over again until I get it right? Because here's the splitting in my mind is this, like I think it's really good to just kind of play things as you go and just kind of, you know, what happens, right? Like, I think that's kind of an important aspect to a game like this. But it's also very clearly a game that's, like, meant to push you to try and, like, dig deeper, to, like, find secrets, and to, like, really push your ability to manipulate the game and to make things work in your favor. And, like, it's interesting because, like, even from the standpoint of entertainment, it's like, some of you are going to be really annoyed if I don't just fix this mission, especially because it's such a small mission, an easy thing to just kind of like play it a few times until you get the right combination, and boom, you're golden. But then others of you, I'm sure it'd be like, what's the point of playing the game and having live reactions to the game if I'm just going to like, you know, fake it till I make it the whole way through? Because that doesn't seem very fun. It's tough. It's a tough choice, and I think I don't want to like just leave it to you guys. I'm gonna hit split decisions, and ultimately it doesn't matter. I think you're just gonna tell me what to do, what I want to do, and that's what I'm gonna do anyway, regardless of what the input is. So the real question comes down to like, does it bother me enough that I want to go back and redo it, or do I take the L, push forward, and just, you know, continue the game as is? Tell you what, I know what I'll do. I'm going to go turn in the mission I have finished. I say this. So I'm going to load the game. I'm going to load the save, and I'm going to get the win. And I'm going to see what the reward is. If the reward is good enough, like if it's a new Orbal or something, then I'm going to do it. Because like that could become really important for beating the game. If it's just a monetary value and a boost to my score, as much as like that's cool and I'd love to get as high in that score as I can, I almost feel like the honorable thing would be to just take the L and move forward. So I'll go play it again. We'll get the win, and I'll see how I feel at the end of it. But like, that's my motivation. I think it's gonna be more about what's the reward that I get, as opposed to like trying to get a perfect game. I'm not gonna get a perfect game on this playthrough. Like, let's be honest. Like, it's not gonna happen. So, like, that's my mentality here. So we're gonna jump back. We're gonna take it to try it again. I'm gonna try and get a win and see what I get as a victory. And if not, we'll just come back to this save. All right, so I kind of, in hindsight, while thinking about this, realized a big mistake I made. I just was approaching this from the point of view of someone who likes to play poker games, because I do enjoy the card games. I'm terrible at them, but I do enjoy them. And a big thing for me is like not being able to fold. Like, part of what I feel like I enjoy is being able to understand, to like not let my emotions like get the better of me and play the game. You know, like, there's the mind games to it, but there's also the practical side to it. And one of the most important things to do is, like, you should know when to fold. I think that's the most important part of enjoying and being a successful poker player. You need to know that, like, there's a lot of hands that just aren't worth keeping. And so that's the limiting factor of one fold throughout this entire, like, streak is really challenging. But I realized something. I was ignoring what the characters were saying. I read their lines, but the game's always been really good about like making sure it's giving you good information most of the time. Like, it's very rare when it tries to give you a red herring, and I'm always like worried about that. So implying that he's being boisterous, it probably means that he's lying, which means he doesn't have a great hand. So I'm gonna try for the straight and see what happens. One way or another, the odds aren't great. Gotta just aim big and hope I come out on top. You sure got a really good hand, so, yeah, here we go. You sure yap a lot, you bee. Said I'll challenge you. Shut up and decide if you want to take it or not.
What will you do, sir? What to do? I've had a good win with this hand, so I'll...
What? He's gonna go super saiyan. I fold. Just please don't do anything to me. He says he's folding.
Pardon?
Yes, sir. So he did. With that, sir, I'm afraid you can no longer fold starting with the next round.
That was so scary.
Woo! Filio folded. Well, might be more accurate to say he got folded.
How very like I got.
Nice work, I got. Now I know why you'd say you challenged him with willpower. Not only did you actually do it, you pulled through with a 1. Gotta admit, I'm impressed. Kinda stunned.
Yes, your recovery was remarkable. Your position was looking very dangerous for a moment there.
Yeah, I managed to work it out. Still, we haven't won yet. Make sure you guys are ready for the rest.
That's true. We won the first match, but it only takes one win from him for us to lose the bet.
I may need the courage to stand down if the situation calls for it, in other words.
Sir, so you're prepared for the next match?
Ah, that's my cue. My Lady Luck favored me with her grace. Counting on you.
After all that talking you did, I am so not gonna go easy on you if you lose.
But that thing, it just gave me the hint again there, saying I might need to be brave enough to fold.
I'll begin dealing your cards. My, only a pair of 4s. Rather uninspiring hand. Here? No, my king here.
He's kind of hesitant.
Yes, his expression's different.
He might have a good hand. Alright, so we're gonna go again. I feel like I went with all the wrong choices. Fetch me, I'm so bad at this game. Exchange all cards leaving the pair.
I should play straight here.
I will take 3 cards, please. Two pair.
I can't read his face at all. What are you thinking, Oliver?
He's a surprisingly strong poker face, doesn't he? But I think 3 of a kind beats 2 pair. The way he's quieted down is so quite disturbing. I think the right answer here is fold, because I'm pretty sure, like if he's got the 3 aces, I think we lose again. Or if they folded once, we'll have to challenge this time. Dangerous corner, I'm already a wounded beast. Are you challenge? No, I'll fold. It takes cunning to know when to retreat to become a respectable strategy. Folded, did you?
Oh, you seem quite disappointed. I wasted a good hand of yours, and may you have most heartfelt apologies.
No, it's nothing like that.
I don't have much of a hand either.
As for the next round, neither side will be able to fold.
Would you look at that? He folded.
Probably figured out his opponent had a better hand.
I've returned, my loves. Did you see? My calm and expert assessment of the situation was flawless.
But Filio really did have a good hand. He challenged, he might have won.
I'd say it's almost certain that he had a much stronger hand than mine. Methinks if I'd challenged, I'd be swimming in a sea of tears by now.
Don't you think that's a wee bit dramatic?
Now, both sides have folded, neither of us can back down from the final round.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna settle this nice and clean in the next match.
Yeah, well,
Wait,
next match is my match, isn't it?
that's also why it probably means that you're supposed to fold, because now Estelle gets a chance to actually play. Kinda late for you to act clueless now.
Our fate is in your hands, Estelle. I shall pray for your victory with all my strength.
Pray, huh? That doesn't necessarily mean my hand of dreams will come.
Oh, but what if it does?
What? What's going on in your twisted mind now?
Estelle, if I could provide a word of advice, If you're ever uncertain of which cards to choose, you may be better off simply tossing them to the wind. The thought reminds me of a popular saying which illustrates my point beautifully. It's easier to rebake a cake than to recoat the frosting.
Popular my butt, you just made it up. Still, why tell me any of this?
Just a hunch. Keep it at the back of your mind during your match, won't you?
Telling me, the player. Listen, you dingus.
Are you ready for the final match?
Hey, it's about that time.
I pray Adios grant you victory, Estelle.
Sure, thanks. Something's bothering me.
Did he, like, stack the deck or somehow? You're both prepared, I hope?
We will now begin the final match.
God, it's a pile of garbage.
Kind of an awkward draw. I don't have a hand now, but I could aim for a flush. How's Filio acting this time?
Got it. It's here! Could it be?
No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it, really.
Oh, what a cruddy hand.
Oh man, I'm done for. Oh, fetch me. He must have drawn like a straight. Yeah, it looks like he's got something worthwhile.
Now, how we proceed in turn, Estelle? Hope my advice fell on willing ears.
This is bad. Filio looks like he's at the top of his game. Even if I complete a flush, he might come out with an even better hand. With the hand I've got, though, there's not much more I can aim for outside of that flush. Something in my gut's telling me to just go with what Oliver said. Throw all my cards out and start fresh.
Exchange all cards.
Even if I finish a flush, he's got something better. There's no point. Never thought I'd say this, but you win, Oliver.
Will you be changing your cards?
Yeah, all 5 cards. Okay, now turning back, Oliver. She just glares at him like, you.
Well played, Estelle. And you, sir?
I'll just swap one.
What's he doing?
Is he really gonna cheat here?
Phew.
Oliver blew on the dealer's ear.
Ah! What on earth are you doing?
Ah, my apologies. I simply couldn't endure the anxiety of the moment, so the tension escaped me, so to speak.
I feel much calmer now. Thank you for your assistance.
You idiot!
You're satisfied then. Step back, please. Can't proceed with the game until you do.
Oh, my apologies. If you'll pardon me.
He's gonna give us a club full, a straight flush, isn't he?
He's an idiot. And I'm a bigger idiot for actually believing in him.
Well then, resuming as we were. You wish to exchange your entire hand, correct, miss?
Yeah, all 5.
Here, 1 card for you. Alright, come on. Do you have your cards? Now, if you would, please show your hands. Okay, I'll show first. Alright. Come on. Come on. Oh yeah, so you got all of those except for... So you need either the ace or the 9. Oh my gosh.
It really did come. Look at that. It's a royal straight flush. Royal something or... Isn't that the strongest hand?
Whoa, whoa, that hand of all things? The odds of that are next to nothing. It'd be hard to win against that hand.
Yeah, we would have to get a straight flush, but in a stronger suit, aka clubs.
Are you sure about that?
He cheated, but it's okay.
Please show your hand as well, miss. The conclusion of the match is never known until the last card is on the table.
Yeah, I'll show. Not much of a point when I'm up against a hand like that, but rules are rules. Oh, huh, that's a pretty one-sided hand. Huh? This is... Oh! No way! A spade royal flush!
It certainly is decisive. Ah, but you have spades. In that case, your hand trumps Filio's.
You're kidding me!
This match is yours, Mitch.
We won! We won! Woohoo! We won!
Please check your wager.
Receive 2,000 Mira.
We won. Haha! What a splendid turn of events!
You!
What is it I got? I see. So that's why you were acting so shady. Come now, what could you mean? Well, whatever. I'll pretend I didn't see it. That's why we won, so you won't see me complaining. Huh. Always a pleasure to be at your service.
Sorry for holding things up. Let's go report to the client. You guys? Why are you gazing at each other like that?
Isn't it obvious? That guy was so moved by my gallantry in the second round, he's been dying to make a move on me ever since.
What? Stop sprouting random crap, you dummy!
Come now, my red-maned beau. There's no reason to hide your feelings, or are we playing hard to get? Oh, I got you, shy little boy.
Don't listen to him! Come on, let's go downstairs and report to the client. He's a little flustered, huh?
Keely, he really beat my husband.
Yeah, it was rough, but we took him down.
Here's your wager back. And 1,000 Mira doubled to 2,000. Oh, that's fine, you can have that. Think of it as making up for how cheap the job pay was.
Huh? Are you sure? I mean, I'm grateful, but you know. Are you sure what we did was enough? I don't know if your husband will learn his lesson just because he lost against us.
Even if he doesn't, I'm sure the casino will finish the job. The professionals have their own, in their own right, after all. There's no way they'll let my husband keep this winning streak of his.
True enough. In that case, we'll be moving on. Is that okay?
Yes, it's fine. You've done more than enough. I'm amazed you took the bizarre quest like that seriously as you did, but you guys have been true professionals. You've done the Bracers Guild reputation justice in my eyes.
Thanks. We're just doing our job, but it feels awfully good to hear you say that.
If anything else happens, I'll be sure to look you guys up.
Yeah, come to us anytime. Recruiting Great Gramblers completed. Alright, let's go see what the actual bounty is. Report. Alright, Great Gamblers. 2,000 Mira. And 5,000 Mira. Good work. So you safely achieved your goal. If your job's complete, come by and report on them. Alright. So I made a choice. That was so entertaining. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it. It's not worth anything. Screw it. I don't care. It was worth the attention and time. That's where we're going to end things for today. Thank you so much for being here for that. And I know that's silly. It's dumb that I went and replayed that. But at the same time, it was such an enjoyable playthrough. And like, the one thing that justifies it to me in the end is the fact that I finally figured out the line that the game isn't trying to lie to me. It's trying to give me advice to solve these complicated quizzes, these tests. Just like when we did the investigation in the hotel, to this one, it was telling me essentially what to do if I was listening to what the characters were saying. I need to learn that this game isn't going to, like I said, give me a red herring. That's something I did see that was interesting about like Baldur's Gate 3, is that Baldur's Gate 3 had inconsistent or unreliable narrators slash like input from companions. Sometimes you don't want to listen to what they say, but other times you do. And sometimes you also want to put your faith in your companions rather than trying to force an outcome that you prefer. And I think it's really like I was playing that recently, and I think it might have bled into this a bit. But I learned my lesson, and I hate having a failed mission that wasn't one I failed for no good reason. But I think it's hilarious that this episode, we're supposed to move to the start of chapter 2, which is in Zeiss. We never even left Rouen. We'll do that next week, but clearly there were some cool missions to do here. And we'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. It's wonderful to have you here and for have you be a part of this wonderful series. I love making it. It's so much fun to record and so much fun to be able to make something of an adventure out of it. And so I hope you don't mind my shenanigans and randomness that goes through. But yeah, next week should be pretty spicy as we get to go and see what Zeiss has in store for us. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of the channel. Until next video, watch me. See me next. I'll see you there.